All right. Well, hey guys, welcome. We're super excited to have you guys here. My name is Miss Smith. I'm the computer and coding teacher at Senior Division. I'm going to be introducing the event here with our very own MHS senior, AJ Sanders, and our favorite LRC coordinator, Mrs. Hendry. We're super excited that you guys decided to join us tonight. And I'm just going to tell you guys a little bit more about this event. It's a week long. It happens all over the world. And this year it's happening all over the world, starting on December 7th and ending on December 13th. We decided to start our event a little bit earlier to give you guys this weekend and have a little bit more time to try out some of our activities. So you might be asking, what activities, what the heck are you talking about? Everyone should have gotten an email, I think, earlier this week with a link to the S'more website. Did you guys all get that? Give me like a thumb if you got that. If you didn't get that, let us know. We will get you that link. But on that website, and I think I'm going to try to share my screen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did get it, but I'll send it again. Actually, we can even put it in our chat room later.
We definitely got it for your help. It came through with the email you sent the other day.
All right. Apparently, I don't have it up, so I'm not going to share my screen. But if you go look at this more, and feel free to go have that up on like another tab. There's a ton of activities linked on there, and each of the individual activities have a certain number of point values associated with them. So you guys are going to be submitting proof of your completion of these activities. And we'll talk about how to do that later. Don't worry, there's a whole form and we'll be showing you how to do that. But whoever gets the most points will win our competition and have a chance to win some really cool prizes that we are excited about. There are also a bunch of activities or a bunch of websites at the bottom of the S'more that they don't have any point values listed, but they have a ton of activities on them. And you guys can complete those. We just didn't have the time to go through each of those websites because they have so many activities. But submit those if you do them, and we will decide on how many points they are all worth later. And I believe we're having a team of judges to decide who will be the actual winner. So submit as many activities as you possibly can. All right. Yeah, I think I covered our introduction pretty much. I am going to turn it over to Mrs. Hendry. We will talk more about submission and everything. But Mrs. Hendry is going to introduce our first guest speaker.
All right. AJ, did you need to add anything to that?
Oh, not much, honestly. Again, I'm Anthony. I'm AJ Sanders. You guys can call me. I'm glad that you guys are all here. You're gonna have lots of fun tonight. To be honest, we have games, we got prizes, we got points that you guys can win. And yeah, thank you guys for coming and tuning in.
All right. So go back to my slideshow here. And I didn't get to show you guys. Oh yeah, I did show that. Okay, so our special guest speaker, who could not be with us this evening because he is an entrepreneur and this is his busiest time of year, this is Jason Wolf. He is from the MHS class of 1987, and he is a coder. His life was changed by coding, and he's going to talk to you in this video, and you'll get a chance to get to know him, and we can talk about it later. Enjoy.
Hey kids, young folks, Milts. I'm Jason Wolf. I am from the class of 1987, long time ago. I can't believe how many years have flown by. But yeah, I graduated from Milton Hershey in 1987, and I was there from the time I was just turning 11 until 18. So I went in the middle school, and I was in a student home, Oakley. I'm not sure if it's still there, and went through till ninth grade, and then went out to a student home called Glenview, which was behind Senior Hall, and I'm not sure if they call it Senior Hall anymore, but the school up on top of the hill there. So I was right behind there, and I lived there. And back in the day, we milked cows and lived on a farm, so that was kind of the life that we had. I've obviously stayed in touch with the school for over the last 10 or 15 years. I'm very familiar with President Gert and the things he's been doing. So I'm not one of these old school Milts from a long time ago that say it was great back then. It's great then. It's great now. It's just great that Milton Hershey is able to provide the education and the home life that you have there. And so I'm connected to you because of that. And, I'm excited to talk to you a little bit today just about coding. And I know that this is the coding kickoff, and I think it's a kickoff, or at least part of your many day excursion into coding. And I was just going to tell you a little bit about myself and how I got involved in it. If you take a moment and at some point and take a look online at a website called giftcards.com. So that was one of the websites that I created. But prior to that, and back in the 1990s, after Milton Hershey and after school, after college, I was probably 24, 25, and I was trying to learn how to become a hang glider, somebody who would jump off of a hill and glide. And unfortunately, I was in an accident and smashed the hang glider. And then just a few days later, I was in a car accident. So I wound up with some major spinal surgery, and I had to recover. And I, being from Milton Hershey, didn't have family out here in Pittsburgh, and I'm recovering from spinal surgery. And I get a book because I couldn't drive, and so I get a book about learning how to build your own website. And it was 1995. There was not many websites out there. So I had to decide what to do, and I created the first coupon website. And I taught myself how to code. And I bought a book, Learning HTML, Learning Perl in 21 Days, which is a scripting language. I learned Photoshop and I think it's Adobe today, all the graphic design tools that I would need to create a website. And so I did. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to pay my bills because I was poor at the time, and I was trying to make money with this internet thing. Mid-20s, I ended up living out of my car because I didn't have a place to live, had no family out here in Pittsburgh, and so I'm living out of my car, and a friend of mine let me use his office to write a software, and so I did. And I became self-taught, and I created the first coupon site, and over time we went from making $4,000 a year, not a month, a year, to $32,000 to $187,000 to $1 million. And eventually I sold the company, raised $500,000 in venture capital. The site was getting about 20 million page views a month. It was started out as called Coupons Direct, eventually became My Coupons. And it was at the time the biggest coupon site in the world in the year 2000. And I was just turning 31 when I sold it. And I sold it for quite a lot of money. It was somewhere in the $22 million range. So going from Milton Hershey School, getting through college, going through a major accident, kind of being homeless, to, as you know, as you're a Milt, I mean, you can't keep us down. You're going to keep on going. You're going to find ways to make things happen in your life because you have this burning desire, I think. I know I did. And I'm encouraging you, if you're interested in code, that you can do it. I was a marketing person. I was a football player, a wrestler, a baseball player. I was an athlete, and I wasn't a tech-focused geek type of person. But I decided to become that. And I think if you want to, you can become that too. If you're on the fence, you're not sure. And there's an opportunity for you, an avenue for you in your life to grow into something like what I did with my coupons. And after that, I built the next company. It was called Direct Response Technologies, and we were tracking ad transactions on the internet. We were tracking over 16 billion transactions a month. I sold that to a public company as well for over 20 million. And then I built giftcards.com up to a point where we had over 100 employees, and we were doing, I sold over $1 billion worth of gift cards and sold that to a public company also for over $120 million. So, anything is possible. And if you're interested in coding and you're interested in building technology, being involved in technology, I think it's a great place to be. If you're building code and you're building websites, it doesn't care what your gender is. It doesn't care what your skin color is. People use and buy your stuff online, and especially you could be located anywhere, can create a future for themselves. So I want to inspire you to think about that, get motivated and jazzed about coding because I think it can open up a huge opportunity for you in your future. And again, like I said, a lot of the obstacles you may face are flattened if you're creating something out on the internet that people just use and just simply use. And there's a lot of new ideas that are coming out, a lot of new exciting things that are going to happen. I'm not one of these people that says, hey, it was better, 50 years ago or 20 years ago and that our kids are just lazy. No, our kids know more now than what we knew when we were kids. And the amount of information that you gather is so much more than what we had. So I'm encouraged about some of the things that you guys are going to create. And so I encourage you to for this week, focus on the coding. It's not difficult. Once you get it, it'll click. It's like playing a piano or playing a guitar, same sort of thing. If you want to be in touch with me, anytime you can. Again, my name is Jason Wolf, class of 87. My email address is jason@wolfe.com, WOLFE. And you could simply just send me an email or look me up online and we can connect. Hopefully you have a great week. Take care. See you guys.
I know what he just told you was building a coupon website, and honestly, that is a lot. That seems like a lot. And luckily, we're not going into it that much. And from what you guys might have heard, coding might seem a little bit hard, but I'm going to show you guys that it is not as difficult as it seems. So, oops, share my screen. So I'm going to take you guys through one of the games that we have set up for the Hour of Code. This game is called Combat Code, and it's a really easy game. It's structured in one of the easiest languages, Python, one of the languages that I'm learning currently. And as you're going through it, it'll walk you through step by step and let you know the things that you have to do whenever playing the game. And coding isn't as hard. You see all these lines, all these words, all of these functions, things that it does, but it's literally as simple as moving the character to a different location on the map by changing just a number. As you can see, my character is right up here in this corner, and then I moved him down here, and once I click play, he moves down to this corner. And again, you can move him out of this corner if you wanted to start away from here, changing just a number. And now you start out here. Again, this isn't something that's meant to be hard and take a long, arduous amount of time or be tedious. This is for you guys to have fun and kind of just take a little relaxing break to play a game, and learn a little bit of something while you're doing it. Another thing that you guys can also do is changing the speed. So this character right here, whenever you play with him, the speed that he moves at is pretty slow, see? But just again, with the changing of just a number, speed this bad boy up. And now he's zooming across the map, moving wherever you need him to that fast. Again, coding, if we do not mean for this to be something that takes you a long time, it is, again, quick and easy to do. Just by clicking on things such as this, you can take and add different types of characters in, so you're not just playing with one character. Say you don't like the Goliath, you can add in a whole entirely different character. And then Captain.
Okay.
And then boom, you have a whole different character. And questions for you guys. Have any of you guys ever coded before? You can drop them in the chat.
All right.
Yeah, seen a lot of you guys have coded before. I like it. Yeah, I know Code Combat is the best. Definitely is.
All right. Thanks, AJ. Our next speaker is Florinda Good Gonzalez. She graduated from Milton Hershey in 2019 and is a sophomore at Widener University studying business and biomedical engineering. She's had a project presented at the Nobel Museum and has done a TEDx talk, recently won $1,000 for her business ideas, and is now pursuing those as well as attending college. Welcome, Flo.
Hi, thank you. I'm going to share my screen to my PowerPoint. Okay, So this slideshow is about coding and you. Today we're going to talk about Arduinos. Has anyone ever coded with an Arduino before? Yeah, Arduinos are really great. They're like little mini computers, and they work with your MacBook, so you don't need like a monstrous computer for this type of coding. I think something very specific to look for are these sensor kits. They're 3-in-1. As you can see, they have little ones that are like some of them notice heartbeat, some of them are temperature sensitive, some of them are little joysticks or buttons, so you can make a little game. Some of them are smoke detectors. A lot of them are light sensors. I use an ultrasonic sensor once to make things motion censored. So that's a motion sensor. And I made little ornaments out of 3D printers, and I connected it to an Arduino so when people walked by, it was like, Merry Christmas, ha ha ha. And it was really cool. And I got an A. And I did it with Mr. Arduino with Arduinos in Mr. O'Neill's class. I'm not sure if he still has that or not. Where to find Arduino projects? I would definitely look on YouTube. That's where I find a lot of Arduino projects. Like I have a little robot that like sweeps the floor. I don't have one with me now. It's at my mom's. And then people use different things to make LED lights. So YouTube's a really great place. What to expect? Like you saw on AJ, there's just a couple lines. You can always move them around and get the code to do something different, like have sound come out, or you can program solder in sound. And I would really recommend using a 3D printer because you can always make 3D print out objects and then use those with Arduinos to make really anything your mind can take you. A lot of my friends used to make toys, and little objects. That's really great. So I want to say thank you for your time and patience, and I'm going to hand it back off to Ms. Hendry.
Next thing we're going to do is take a look at another video, okay? So right down the road, we have Lebanon Valley College. And I reached out to them because I know they have a strong computer science department. If you're thinking about going into anything computer science related, you might want to take a look at their programs. And they sent me a video that the students made a few years ago, and I think you'll be impressed. It's a great video, and it helps you understand some of the basic ideas about programming. So you can sit back and enjoy this.
What is programming? It's not just a bunch of letters and numbers. It's art. When you code, you slowly but surely create amazing works of art that can do so many different and unique things. You may not realize it, but you use code every day. Code is present in everything. From the games you play, to the movies you watch, to the apps on your phone. Code is everywhere. And we're here to tell you why programming is awesome.
I like the fact that programming is challenging. It allows you to bring your ideas to life. You get to create something that is important to you. Programming is unique in that you can create something out of thin air and just letters and numbers and symbols and have it turn into something that's really cool that people can experience. The more versatile you are in this job market, the better. And having those extra skills just gives you an edge when it comes to getting hired. Even if you're a math major or you're a design major, just having those extra skills puts you so far ahead of other people in the field.
It allows you to show your employer that you have breadth and that you are sufficient in more than one category. And if you ever do need to do programming for a certain project, you have that in your belt.
People are usually surprised when they hear that you know how to program and code, and they're impressed because they think that it's not something a woman can do. But it's pretty cool.
I can do things that other people can't do, and I can create experience for people.
It feels so good to finally see a site in action after all the work that you put into it. There's so many elements that go into coding, and HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery. It can be frustrating sometimes. Everything doesn't work right away.
But once you get that site working, it's the most satisfying feeling. Like, everything is accomplished, it's working, and you click each link and they work. It's definitely a confidence booster.
And now we have a video from Mr. O'Neill, followed by an appearance by Ms. Smith.
Hello, Milton Hershey School. Welcome to the Hour of Code. I would like to briefly talk to you all about the power of coding. From its inception, code has been an unparalleled force and powerful tool. Technology has changed the world, and code now fuels it. Today it is used in more ways than you could possibly imagine. It powers the web we surf and the apps we rely on day to day, but it is also used in unexpected ways. Did you know that, for example, coding, in particular Python, is considered an essential skill for astronomers, or that there is an entire movement of artists collaborating with Google to make art with code? Technology is now even being used to clean up the ocean. Coding is constantly evolving and adapting, pushing the frontier of where and how it can be used, and bringing with it limitless opportunities. Look forward into the future. Like the smartphone, the tablet, and the self-driving car, technology will find new purpose in our lives, and we'll use code in ways we haven't even imagined yet. Here at MHS, students have built and programmed a device which can sense when a bed of plants needs water and open a valve allowing water to flow into that bed. They have created and coded augmented reality sandboxes, allowing them to physically manipulate landscapes and provide digital rain to that environment to study how water interacts with the land. They have challenged themselves to face their fears by virtually enduring some of their phobias. But what is most exciting is that the opportunity to tap into the power of coding is open to everyone with a computer and the internet. If you're willing to challenge yourself to embrace a new skill, there's nothing standing in your way of learning to code and starting a career in the world of computer science.
All right, so I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what you can do after this event. So like I said earlier, I'm the coding and computer teacher, otherwise known as a computer science teacher anywhere else pretty much. And this year I teach intro to coding and coding. So this year, those are two classes that are like basically pretty new. We had them last year. We were still kind of fleshing them out. But next year, I think we're going to have some more electives that I'm really excited about. And hopefully we will have some form of a web development or like website design class and a game design class. And I'm hoping that's what replaces our coding class this year. I saw a lot of you guys in the chat saying like, oh, I have no experience with coding. I'm worried about not being able to do well in this. And I wanted to let you guys know that is okay. That is what this event is made for. And that is what our intro to coding class is also made for. So if you have no experience at all with coding, but you want to give it a shot, think about signing up for intro to coding next year. And if you have experience with coding and you've already taken intro to coding and you want to check out some game design or some web development, give me a shout and I'll keep you in the loop about that. We're still fleshing them out, but if you guys have any questions about that, feel free to send me an email. Come see me. I'm in Hammond, E116. Stop by anytime you want to. I see somebody in the chat said that Mrs. Harmon has a web design class, and I've actually been working with her. Her class is a little bit different than what we're hoping for a web design class, but we're hoping that we can kind of like get those classes to work together and have you guys make some really cool stuff in her class. And then use that in your actual websites and like in the coding of the website in that class. So yeah, it is cool. I'm really excited about all of them. So, but feel free to shoot me an email about any of this if you have any questions about anything. Also, just want to let you guys know that if you have any questions while you're trying to submit any of these activities, like you don't have to struggle through it. Shoot me or Mrs. Hendry an email, or come see one of us. She's in the LRC. I'm in Hammond, but we can help you out with that. So,
how do we participate and win during the MHS Hour of Code contest? AJ Sanders is here to talk about how to keep track of your points and how to submit your activities. Here you go. Go for it.
All right, cool. So right here, guys, this is the small page. When you guys come here, the link, it'll take you through, and on here you have multiple. Oh, it's lagging behind. Here, then you're going to have the activities that you guys are going to be able to do. There'll be a couple ones right here on the front page. Then, as you scroll down, if you complete all of these ones right here, these are other websites that you guys are able to visit, to go to, and then complete more games to get more points. Once these games are completed, there's going to be a point tracker that you're going to have up here. You're going to put your name in here. You're going to put your last name, student home, and then let them know if you're competing individually, if you're on a team. Then you're going to include your team members. And once you've completed certain games, you're going to go into your computer. You're going to go right up here into the corner, and you're going to click your Apple logo, and then it's going to show your name. Once you do that, you're going to take a screenshot of that with you completing the game. Once you complete that, and the screenshots of you guys doing that, and then any other activity that you also completed in order to get points for Hour of Code, we're just going to list them there, and then we'll find a way for you to provide proof to us in order for us to validate it. And then also, on top of that, if you decipher the emails that Miss Hendry has sent out, you can also gain even more points. Once that happens, the calculation of the points is going to be added up, and then you're going to have access to let you know how many points that you've accumulated.
Awesome, AJ. Thank you.